Hey guys, Glenn Elliott, aka Airgun Man, back here with another closer look at the brand new Benjamin Pioneer Airbow. Now, this is probably what I would call the first production air-powered arrow launcher ever made. Now, there's been some guys that have made air-powered launchers. This is the first production model, and they basically took that Benjamin Bulldog platform and put what I would call the arrow rest, and it's basically a high-powered stainless steel tube and the air comes out of that like a straw, and that's going to propel your 357 total grains of arrows at 450 feet per second, guys. So what I really like about this is it's super safe because it's not really dangerous until you cock it. Okay, so when you cock it, you still have the safety, and I always recommend, for safety's sake, wait to cock it until you're ready, and then you take the safety off the last thing right before you fire the trigger, not as you're getting settled in and all that. You wait to take that safety off very last thing. So basically, here's the airbow. We've got our specially made Victory arrows made for the Benjamin, and I like to put them with the green up. You just slide it over that, so you notice this has got a little rubber grommet on there, and this is hollow. It's going to slide right down on your arrow rest, and unlike a crossbow, we're still not cocked, so we're not dangerous. You just want to touch that to the back of the arrow rest. Touch your rubber grommet up against there. You don't have to push it on. Now, when you're up in the tree stand or wherever you're hunting, you're not dangerous until you have this thing cocked. So I like to wait until I'm settled down in the chair, aiming at my target. Me specifically being sitting in the blind, but if you're up in the tree stand, you want to wait. And then to cock it, it's that easy, guys. It just takes a couple of pounds of effort to cock it. Now, as long as you're loaded with air, and we're fixing to pump this thing up, so it goes up to 3,000 psi, but we still have safety right here, and forward is your safety. Now, what's cool about this is after you want to get down out of the tree stand and you want to uncock it, this is a lot easier to uncock than your regular crossbow. You don't have to shoot it into a target. You just take this, cock it back, put your safety off, pull the trigger. Now hold that down, see how it goes down with the trigger? Now you can let off the trigger. It is now decocked. Put your safety back on, but it's decocked. Nothing's going to come out. So you can take your arrow back off, get down out of the tree stand. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a little closer look at this thing. I've been working on sighting it in. It comes with its own scope, and we're going to show you the mill dots that the scope has on it, specifically made for the Benjamin Airbow. And we've got it mounted on this little Picatinny rail riser right here. It does have a Picatinny rail running all down the length of it. It came with this little riser, and this is a pre-production model. Not sure if the production models are going to come with that little riser, but we're sighting ours in with this riser on there, and you can see that it just raises it up a little bit off the stock Picatinny rail. And we're going to do some accuracy reviews with this thing. Now, everybody's done the William Tell shot, and where they shoot the apple off the head, and so everybody's seen that. We're going to kind of work on that today. We've got our volunteer, and we're going to get at it from 5 yards all the way out, every 5 yards out to as far as till we run out of mill dots. And what I like to do when I'm sighting in my trajectory, this is kind of standard for me anymore, when on these, I like to find the top of the trajectory, because with your air gun, it's kind of like your bow. Your pellet is starting out kind of low, it's rising to a point, it's going to flatten out. That's what I call the top of the trajectory, and it's going to start dropping. So I like to sight my crosshairs at the top of the trajectory. And for most of these, break barrels, I found that to be 20, 25, 30 yards, and it's been the same what I've found so far on this airbow. So I don't have it totally sighted in yet, but what I do have is the top of the trajectory is 20 and 25 yards. And you can see the airbow is kind of unique. The airbow scope, it's got 5 crosshairs underneath, 5 mil dots under the crosshair, and 2 over with a couple of half. There's actually 3 half mil dots in between on the bottom and 1 on the top. So you can go half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, and 5. And I like to sight the top of the trajectory. And on this, so far what we found is it to be 20 to 25 yards. Then it starts dropping off again. Now we're going to start out at 5. We're going to fill in these as we go. And we're going to map this airbow out for you right here, so at least you have a place to start when you get your airbow. Okay, now the airbow, it does come with a special little filler, and you just want to insert that on either side right there. Then you got your quick clip connect. Now me, I bought the scuba tank. You can see right now we're less than 2,000 pounds. We're going to pump this up to 3,000 pounds. You can take up to 8 shots. It'll go from 3,000 down to about 2,000. Then you want to refill it back up. Now you can pump this up with your Benjamin air pump. I bought the scuba tank. Scuba World had these and in Sacramento had these for $115 with the valve and everything on it. Then you just need to get the top apparatus here. I got that from Benjamin. They're like 130 bucks. Click that on. Make sure your bleeder valve's closed. This tank is 3,000. The scuba tank is 3,000. The gun is 3,000. You can't really overfill it, but just want to fill it up slow. We're going to fill that right up to 3,000 psi. Open your bleeder valve. Close that back up. Now take your quick disconnect off. Okay, so as you can see now, we are at 3,000 psi. And you don't want to go over that, but the scuba tanks, this one only holds 3,000 psi anyway. Most of them only hold 3,000. There are ones that hold more than that. It's about $6 to fill the scuba tank up down at the Scuba World. Okay, so we're going to find our 5-yard spot on the scope. Now what I like about this scope is it's just a set magnification. Now, I believe it's can't remember if it's 4 or 6 power. It's a set magnification. There's no adjustment on the magnification. Now you can focus in the crosshairs right here. This is really cool. This will help you at any yardage to focus it in. Also, you have an adjustable objective here on the end that you can dial in. So we're going to be up really close. We're going to dial that all the way down, just like the ones with your pellet gun. Turn that all the way to the right. And since I have the top of the trajectory already mapped in at 20, 25, I want to find out where it hits at 5. I know a lot of guys are like, 5 yards, why? Well, for me, it's all about setting it up for turkey hunting. They could be, I set my decoys at 3 to 5 yards. So I like to head shoot the turkey at 5 yards. And that's what accuracy we're kind of looking for with this airbow. We're looking for pellet gun accuracy. We want to get it in that $half circle all the way out to 50 yards if possible. All right, so we're just going to aim dead center, find out how low we're hitting, because it's going to be rising up to that 20-yard mark. So we're going to have to aim high. First, we're going to find out how high just by aiming dead on, seeing where it hits, looking through the scope, and looking how many mil dots that is. That's going to be your new, your new target, your new main crosshair, your aiming point for 5 yards. So let's find that out real quick. It's all sighted in. Let's cock it. Take the safety off, the last thing. We're aiming dead on. And we're talking way down at the bottom. So that was all the way down at the 5th mil dot. So let's aim it. Let's load this thing back up. So let's cock it. Got the safety on. We're gonna go 5 mil dots high. Bullseye. Okay, see, that's how we map it in. Load the airbow. We've got the map on the 5-yard set at 5 mil dots under, with the dead on being 20 to 25. So we know it's dead on at 20 and 25. And then that's the top of the trajectory. So 5 yards, 5 mil dots. We're gonna test our, we've got our volunteer. Just volunteered to be part of our show. Let's cock the airbow. Whoa. Say that's dead on. Now we got here our test subject. Our volunteer is at 10 yards. So what we figured out with that is that's 1 mil dot under. So let's try this out at 10 yards. Release safety. So 15 yards, we decided it's basically dead on. So 15, 20, 25, we're all dead on. That's going to be the top of the trajectory right there. So here we go at 15. Zoom in there on $15 yards. Holding dead on. Cock it. You always want to get the airbow pointed where you want to point it before you cock it. Cock, lock, ready to rock. 20 yards. Holding dead on. Skip past, we got 30, skip past 35, we're going on to 40. So 40, we had measured that out before at 1.5 mil dots under the crosshair, so it's dropping a little bit. And we got a little bit of wind. I think that's kind of coming from the south, so that's kind of like right to left here. Let's get the airbow, try it out at 40. I'll zoom you guys in. Maximum zoom right there. Give it 1.5 mil dots. $50 yards. Get it cocked. Okay, here we are at 50 yards. 3.25 mil dots, 50 yards. $60 yards. just 5 mil dots, a little bit over 5. That's all the mil dots we got. So it's a maximum mil dots. After that, we're gonna have to use the hashtag thing on the scope. There we go. Our test subject has lost her wig. Oh, bullseye. First shot at 60. First shot, baby. Love it. So here we are at 65 with the airbow. And we ran out of mil dots. 60 was 5 mil dots. At 55 we really didn't test, but we're just going to say it was 4. Because 50 was about 3.5. So there is no half, but 4 we're going to say is 55, and then we know that 60 is 5 mil dots. So we're out of mil dots, but right here the crosshair gets fat. We're going to try that as our 65. Now 70 is probably going to be down in here. You could probably go out to like 80. And that's going to be, you know, having to do some testing and estimation, but pretty much we're limited to, well, you know, 60 yards when you're hitting an apple. I mean, that's pretty good. I'd say we could probably go out to 80. Let's try 65. All the way down on those. Get it cocked. Oh, nice. 65 yards. Second shot, we drilled it. Just missed it on the first shot. This thing's actually, man, 65 yards. That's just accurate. Right there. That's about as, I mean, that's pretty accurate for 65 yards to be able to hit an apple like that. It's amazing. So 65 yards. We use that where the scope gets fat right there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th mil dot down right down there underneath it. That's what we use our 65 yard mark. So now 70 is probably going to be out in here. 75, 80 would probably be all the way at the bottom. We'll have to test that out later.